My name is Mary Shepard, and I'm an assistant professor at the University of Kentucky. I have the privilege of working with a group of phenomenal vascular surgeons here at the University of Kentucky. And a few years ago, they invited me to come and to provide a comprehensive multidisciplinary care for patients who have aortic disease and complex genetically based vascular disease. I'm Kentuckian. I grew up in Winchester, Kentucky, and this is my home. I had the opportunity to go to high school here in Lexington. I went to college at Center, and I was able to come to the University of Kentucky for medical school. When I went away to do my residency, I couldn't wait to get back. It also helps that the University of Kentucky is a phenomenal powerhouse in the research and care of people with aortic disease. And that's where I feel like there was some serendipity. My long-term career goal is to do everything possible to relieve suffering for people who have Marfan syndrome and related genetic syndromes, as well as people with aortic disease. Marfan syndrome is a genetic condition that's caused by mutations in a gene that produces a protein called fibrillin. That fibrillin is throughout the body and in important places like the aorta, in the eyes, and the skeletal system. Therefore, people with Marfan syndrome can experience different conditions like aortic aneurysm, which predisposes someone to have both an aortic aneurysm rupture or even an aortic dissection, in which blood travels between the walls of the aorta. The life expectancy of someone with Marfan syndrome is the same as anyone else in the country, as long as they are identified and offered the life-saving therapies and surgeries to help. For my NIH Career Development Award, I have the opportunity over the next 5 years to try to develop new therapies that will help prevent aortic growth in people who have Marfan syndrome. I also have received funding through Kinetic, which is a reach hub through the National Institute of Health administered locally for the state of Kentucky. And I was fortunate to receive a competitive award to basically evaluate potential of a new therapy to treat people with Marfan syndrome and preventing aortic disease. I wanted to have answers for the patients who I couldn't help in ways that I couldn't help them. And that is entirely what drove me to develop the skill set and the tools to be able to do research. But I can't stand having someone who's suffering in front of me and saying, I don't know and no one knows, and there's nothing else that I can do. I've been able to go back to my patients in clinic and say, based on this data, I think that we maybe have an opportunity to help you. Unquestionably, that's the most rewarding part of research for me, which is why I always try to ask the questions that are inspired by my patients when I do my research.